The toughest part about building good skills and building a good operating system is trying to get everything from your brain into your system.
This is the one thing nobody tells beginners about AI.
So, for example, what you're looking at here is after months and months of me building up all of the knowledge that lives inside of my AIOS. It's basically just the idea that if everyone's using the same model, so if everyone's using Claude Opus 4.8, then everyone's going to be using the same prompts and getting the same output because the model is fundamentally the same for everybody.
He's right, and most people miss this completely. Everyone has access to the same AI. So the tool itself is not your advantage anymore. Your advantage is what only you know, and that part can't be downloaded.
So what really makes the difference is when you add context into that model and you give it your taste, your voice, your decisions, and that's how you get outputs that actually sound like you. But once again, the real challenge is still the extraction, getting everything from your head into the AI system so that your skills can use it and that your context is better.
But pulling that knowledge out of your own head is the hard part, and his solution is smarter than you'd expect.
This one skill we're going to look at today is called Grill Me. It basically takes what's in your head into reusable context for your AI. So what happens is all of that knowledge that's in your head that you might think, okay, I'm just going to brain dump into Claude code for 5 minutes and it will be good enough. It's not ever good enough. So what this does is it basically relentlessly asks you questions. It grills you.
Most beginners type one short request and hope for the best. He does the opposite and lets the AI interview him until every gap is filled. That loop of question, answer, and save is what separates an okay system from a reliable one.
Until it knows pretty much everything about the process. It'll ask you a question, you answer it, and then it basically will checkpoint and it will write everything back to a knowledge doc, and it will just keep going over this loop endlessly until the knowledge doc is good enough and there's no gaps or holes in that knowledge. And so, like I said, this results to better skills, better context, and better projects.
And when you see what this skill is actually made of, you'll realize how doable this is for a total beginner.
Skill was built by Matt Pocock, and what's cool is if you look at it, it is a super simple prompt. It's like 4 to 5 sentences. Interview me relentlessly about every aspect of this plan until we reach a shared understanding. Walk down each branch of the design tree, resolving dependencies between decisions one by one.
Look at that on screen. The whole thing is 4 or 5 sentences. That's not advanced coding. That's just clear instructions written once and reused forever. This is the part beginners overcomplicate, and he just showed you how simple it really is.
For each question, provide your recommended answer. Ask questions one at a time. If a question can be answered by exploring the code base, explore the code base instead. And I like to look at that because it makes you realize that a skill doesn't have to be super complicated automation. A skill can just be a prompt that you don't want to have to say every single time.
But then he changed one thing about it, and that change is what makes it actually dependable.
Of course, naturally, what did I do? I destroyed that. I ruined the skill. I made it a little bit more complex, but I added something that I think makes it much better. So if I go into my .claude, I go down to my skills and we look for the grill me right here, and I open up the skill.md, you can see it's a little bit longer now, but basically what I did is I worked in that whole element of checkpointing after every single question.
He noticed the AI could forget earlier answers during long sessions, so he made it save progress after every single question. That's real systems thinking. You find the weak point and you fix it once. Beginners skip this step and then wonder why their results feel random.
Because originally the skill doesn't do that. And what happens is if you are talking, if it's grilling you for an hour plus, which sometimes it will, and that's a good thing, then as the context window starts to fill up, I started to get worried that it was going to misremember some of my answers from earlier. So I just found myself telling it manually, hey, write this to a doc, checkpoint every time. And so I figured, okay, why not just work that into the skill?
And wait until you see what those saved sessions actually look like inside his setup.
It creates a folder called brainstorms, and it does this at the root of your project. So if I go down here, you can see I've got a brainstorm a brainstorm folder right here with these 4 brainstorms. And so it will create that for you if you don't have it, but if you do have it, it will just chuck a doc in there, a markdown file right away. And so then if I open up, like for example, this packaging one, which I was doing,
every session gets stored in one folder with the decisions, the questions, and his exact answers. Notice how the AI even offered to update his other documents with the new details on its own. That's what happens when your knowledge lives in a system instead of your memory.
It will find like the algorithm, the key decisions, but then it will also show you the step-by-step Q&A log of the questions that it asked and what I answered with and the key highlights.
Quick pause here. If what I'm sharing is making sense and you're thinking, okay, but how does this actually work in a real system? I've put together a free training that walks through the exact structure and process we use. It's not theory, it's a behind-the-scenes walkthrough of how the system is set up, how the pieces fit together, and how most of the heavy lifting is already handled, so you're not starting from zero. If you want to see how it's structured and decide for yourself if it's a good fit, the link is in the description. All right, let's jump back in.
And then as soon as we finally got to the end of that packaging grill me session, it said, hey, I noticed you have this packaging guide and you have a packaging skill. And there's a lot of nuance here that we talked about that's not in there. So do you want me to update both of those? And then I said, yes. And now those skills and docs are so much better.
But the next feature is the one I didn't expect, because the AI starts telling him what he doesn't know.
And this is what it looks like. It's going to set up the discovery notes, the summary key decisions, Q&A log, and any open flags. And what's cool about this is it'll flag things that you need to go find. So when I was running through this funnel map, there were some things going on in the business that I don't actually know super well. Like I can't explain.
The AI flags the questions he couldn't answer well and tells him exactly who to go ask. Think about that. It's finding the blind spots in his own business for him. For a beginner, that's like having a mentor who points out what you're missing before it costs you.
The same way as the actual stakeholder or operator that does that process can explain it. So it said, hey, here's some things to flag. Go reach out to this person and have them send you information, and then come back and drop that into me, and then we'll update this brainstorm. So that's basically how it works. It might ask you.
And the final piece is what keeps this whole system from going stale.
5 questions, it might ask you 30. It's just going to go until you guys feel like you have the same shared knowledge and that it is a good stopping point. And the cool thing is, because these are saved as docs, you can reference them later, but you could also come back to, like, for example, packaging. Let's say I find a major breakthrough in the way that I package my content. I would just come back to this doc and say, hey,
every session is saved as a document you can reopen anytime. Learn something new, come back, and tell it to grill you again with the updates. Your system grows with you, and that's the difference between a one-time trick and a real foundation.
Grill me again. Here's some new things I found. Let's update all this information. So anyways, I do know that this one was super quick, but I thought that, there's no need to really make this video that much longer.
Sharpen the axe first, and everything you build after this gets easier. Whether you like this video or not, really hit the like button. You know why? Because I gave you the exact training for free that our paid members get. This video is going to be in the members area for the paid members, and you got it for free. So yes, don't you think I deserve a like? Go ahead, like it, share with your friends and family, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Make sure you switch on the notification bell button, and of course, ask your friends and family to subscribe and switch on the notification bell button. It's very important for us because we have a goal of getting 10,000 subscribers in next 3 months. And the only way we can do that is when you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead, do it. And for more money techniques, watch these videos and we will see you on the next one.